What's up, everybody? My name is Devin.
My name is Brendan.
And welcome to the Indie Giant Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. But I guess what we can do first is just catch up, because we haven't actually talked to each other in a little bit.
I still have ADD. I have a pen now.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'd like to do one of those.
There's going to be a lot of bad audio.
It's fine. We'll fix it in post.
Fix it.
You'll fix it in post. I probably could, but it'd take me a while. Also, it's on your phone.
Yeah. How is work?
It's good.
Good.
I help protect people for a living. I'm not a cop or a firefighter, but really close.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm a fire preventer. I get fireman discounts if I go to the right Dairy Queen.
There you go.
So it's pretty rad, actually.
Yeah. I've spent the last 2 days figuring out how to do all of this. So,
which, considering you do this a lot,
right?
Not necessarily in this format, but
right. I'm glad that we're doing this in person. I think that this is going to be like every Friday. Just come on down, and we'll actually film one of these. I'll move everything like I did this time, and I know it's like very dramatic because this couch was over here and pushed that against the wall.
Yeah, this is quite the setup.
I'm impressed with myself. So I've got a list of things to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. We've talked quite a bit about starting like a production company sort of, and actually getting the ball rolling on something like this. And part of that, I guess, was because we can't move down to somewhere like Austin, Texas.
No.
And pay out of pocket for stuff like that, and then hope we get hired by a company like Roosterteeth.
That doesn't mean we can't still do it now and here.
Right. And a big part about that would be actually being able to hopefully bring a new light to our hometown and hopefully make our hometown a little bit more relevant and like actually good as opposed to what people think of it now.
Yeah. It smells like armpits. Most boring college town I've ever seen.
So
I'm sure there's worse, but not a lot. You can eat fast food. You can buy a used car.
And go to our dying mall, and that's it.
Which is being renewed. So that's actually a good thing.
Here's a. I'm hoping, because you gonna just lick yourself over there.
That's the mascot dog.
It's all right. So yeah, I think if we were to continue down this path and it were to go somewhere, hopefully one day we'll be able to leave a mark on this town and hopefully make the town a little bit better.
Hello, mascot dog.
Hello, little boy.
You are the bub of the show.
I doubt anybody can actually see.
Probably not.
It's my dog.
He's lovely.
Decided to leave him out because setting him in a room alone for an hour would be a disservice. Now I've sort of got like, I don't know if that's a question or I forgot. Here, I'm gonna fix that. That's obnoxious. I wrote down living the dream or the idea of one.
Living like Larry.
And I guess that's sort of like, this is what I've wanted to do. I've wanted to do this and, stuff preceding this for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that if something like this were to take off, this is what I consider my dream job. Even if it's going to be a ton of work, it'd be something that I love and I'd be looking forward to every day. What do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I've always wanted to do. I amateurly voice act, if that was a sentence. I hope that was a sentence. I try to do voice acting online. It doesn't really get too far, but it's fun. It's kind of just a passion,
Right.
that I like to have. I'm a musician, so I like to perform and be in front of people. Yes, I know that sounds self-centered of me, but
I mean, as people who love being in front of people, in front of cameras, having a creative outlet's always going to be great. So,
I mean, which is weird because usually I'm the quiet kid. Well, not necessarily around you or the rest of our crew, but usually I'm the quiet kid. So it's kind of weird that I want to.
Right, and I feel like I was the same way though, especially throughout high school. Not one to go out of my comfort zone, and I've been taking a lot of steps towards that recently. Whether that be working out, actually sitting down and doing as long of a podcast as this is going to be. We don't really have a set time for this. The camera does, and that's an hour and a half. But I don't know if we'll fill out an hour and a half.
Hopefully, like an hour, 30 minutes, maybe. Hopefully.
But yeah, getting out of my comfort zone has been a really big thing, especially in the last 3 or 4 months.
I don't know if this is necessarily getting out of my comfort zone because I mean we've done stuff like this before that we weren't necessarily super serious about. It was serious in the moment, and then we kind of dropped it, and it didn't ever really go anywhere. But this, I have a feeling, is already different than what we normally would try to do.
I agree, and that's because we're doing it because we've always done like a month of prep work, and then when it came down to it, we didn't do anything. Yeah,
everything else we tried to do. I agree because I've thought about it before. Like we would try something. And I was always in the mood to do. I was always feeling it, and then we'd like kind of watch back everything, and we'd be like, it's, really mediocre. Of course, you always criticize yourself more than everyone else, but we'd kind of watch it back, and we'd get that feeling of like, maybe that wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah. And I guess that's like the perfectionist in us. There's, especially a lot lately since I've been listening to Gary Vee. I'll bring that up again later. I've been moving towards the idea of putting not quantity over quality, but quantity equal to quality.
So like a JonTron. Put a little more often, hopefully.
Put something out whether or not you think it's perfect.
Yeah. Yes.
It can. Yes. It's got to be good.
Put it out at a point that you're happy with.
Yes.
It. Not necessarily that it's perfect, but that it feels good to us, which...
I've seen a lot of people go through the motions of making something and then never put it out because there's always one more thing.
Yeah.
So, I think... Because I'm going to put this in Audacity, clean up the audio, move that over to Premiere, sync the audio to the video, put it up on YouTube, and that's pretty much going to be it. I'll add a front and a back bumper, and that's probably all I'm going to do to it.
I might invest in another mic or something.
Yeah. I think after a point we can get a better camera. That way we have either actual microphones and an actual desk. And then or lavalier mics, I think would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's always later. We don't have channel art yet. I've made all of the socials and I haven't put up channel art. So
in time. That's something we could work on together, even.
Right.
So.
I was sort of hoping, do you have any ideas? Like, when you hear the words indie giant, what do you think?
Well, the first thing that pops into my mind is the green giant, like the green bean, and then it just makes me think about how much I hate green beans, but... Side note, I'm not a vegetable guy. Don't know why I'm thinking about that. But indie giant, I don't know. Just like a big animal, maybe. Like a big shark, or maybe a really big dog. Two totally different animals, but.
Do you have any colors that you think? Because I've been bouncing around either red and black or yellow and black.
Blue and yellow.
I like I'm thinking yellow's definitely on the table.
I really like the color combination blue and yellow. I like every like sports game that I played as a kid, especially NASCAR. Always yellow. I always had some sort of yellow because, well, I come from a racing family. I didn't actually race any cars, but our main color was almost always yellow. It was purple and white at some point, but it was almost always yellow and red. And I always kept yellow and added like a light blue because I don't know, it just pops, and I really like those two colors together.
Complementing colors for sure. Being an art student, I'm almost positive.
I think those colors actually
they
go together.
Are complementary.
Yeah, those are complementary, but that's like one of my favorite complementary like colors together is blue and yellow, like blue and yellow, like a light yellow and a light blue kind of thing.
So other than getting channel art up, what else would you like to see accomplished through this endeavor?
Like community fans, not necessarily that. And like I said earlier, I said I do like amateur voice acting. I'm like a kind of at-home musician. I like to sing and I play guitar and whatnot. But I've always kind of wanted to build like a community of people that are interested in our content. But when you make art as an artist, you want people to see it,
right?
So, whether at some point we get into making skits or we get music or whatever, I want somebody to be able to enjoy it and have a kind of a labor of love into making content and just being able to be proud of something that I'm doing as an artist or, streamer, whatever it may be.
And I think just as much as hoping a community would love our content, that they would love us as people, because I feel like and we're not like I feel like we're pretty genuine as people, and
I try. I try. So, usually I'm a hollow husk of not paying attention. You should have seen the 3 stoplights I almost ran today.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, they were yellow when I ran through them.
That's fair. There's like a rule about that.
But I didn't know they were yellow until it was too late.
Yellow means go faster.
It depends on how close you are. Depends on how close you are.
I always like go, and then I stop, right, and then I'm like, I can make it, and then I just read it, and then I go through it anyway.
I had sidetrack again. I was in our company vehicle that my company that I work for. I was in our company vehicle, and I don't know what symbol this is, right? Something to do with traction, no clue. It had a little symbol, like it was like the car, right? And it was a car, like the back of a car, and it had like swerves behind it. No idea what that is, but about halfway to where I was supposed to go, it just pops into neutral. That symbol disappears and it pops into neutral. No idea what that was today. So I almost died.
Jesus Christ.
Or almost got rear-ended because of that, but because I freaked out. I didn't know what was going on.
So Roosterteeth, and I know we bring up Roosterteeth a lot, especially me.
It's something. We're big fans of that as growing up with
I guess it's been the biggest inspiration for me towards building something like this. They recently did Extra Life again this year, their 24-hour live stream, where they raise money for the children's hospital that they're close to.
Yeah.
And they've donated, this year they donated $1.2 million, which is super impressive. I hope that at some point we can do something like that. I've sort of got a template for it around October.
Yeah.
That I would like to run, hopefully next year. So that's on the table as far as stuff I would like to try to do. Raising money for charity has always been a big thing for me, but I've never actually gotten to the point where I've been able to.
Yeah, and I've done some, the occasional, do you want to donate to, children's hospital?
Of course.
Of course, had the whole long hurtful cancer thing that I went through. Now, I didn't have cancer, but that's a story for a different day, probably. But if it's going to be a story at all, I don't know. That's fair. That's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
That's a deep one.
That's a deep one.
Cut for sure.
That's a deep one.
So yeah, stuff like that, raising money for charity, building a community, all sort of things that I want to pursue in this venture. And of course, I would like to get to the point where I can go to a business or something and be like, hey, if you need any sort of like commercial work or anything done, we can do that for you. We have the ability and the equipment to shoot that for you. Stuff like that. That would be pretty low on the list, if I'm honest, but that'd be still something that I'm super interested in, because I've always been just fascinated with cameras ever since I got my hands on one. So
I think we all have at some point.
That's fair. Yeah,
we all have at some point, but I mean in general, us and the rest of our
the guys
that we hang out with,
almost all of them have a DSLR.
Like DSLR, nice Canon. I don't think anybody has a Nikon, but mostly Canon cameras.
What kind of content other than the podcast would you be?
Oh, I'd love to. Making? I would love to get anything I could get my hands on. I mean, be it from. I'm avid on music. I'm avid on animation, even though I'm not an artist in the sense of drawing, but I spend a lot of time playing games, listening to music, So it's just anything I could get my hands on, and anything that we could get our hands on at some point and get into. And like I said before, just make a labor of love out of it and have somebody enjoy it as art. And even, again, that community, having that feedback at some point would be great. I know this is like our pilot first episode, but I want to be able to look back at this and be like, yeah, we accomplished that.
I think because I've done the best I can to document all of the processes in starting this. I have a TikTok because we have a TikTok account. I have a TikTok of me just like moving everything and setting up for the first podcast. So I even have the stuff that is before our first content.
I'm gonna have to download so many social medias now. I'm not like much of a social media guy. I don't do well with I'm
gonna do my best to handle this alone. If you want to help me,
I will try my best, but I can't promise you it'll be good.
That's fair. So, hello, Baba. He keeps going underneath
he wants to. He's curious. He wants to come over and say hi every 5 minutes.
He said, "Yeah, it's my uncle." I've been doing a lot of working out lately, and I can't tell you how much that has helped me in so many other aspects in my life.
It really does.
Because, like, a month ago, 2 months ago, before I started, I wouldn't have been doing this. Yeah. I have done a lot of stuff since working out that I don't think I would have done otherwise.
And it helps a lot with, everything from concentration to sleeping good at night, being more motivated, having more energy, which is weird because you just worked out and your body's trying to repair itself. But I'm about to start going back soon. I went that couple times with you, and I was going before for 3 or 4 months. I'm about to start going back because I'm feeling gross. I'm about to bust out the big bag of broccoli and go back to the gym.
One of the first things I did when I started working out was buy a blender, and then I would just make protein smoothies after I'd come home.
That's a good way to.
Which is always one of my favorite parts of the day now. I've got blueberries in the fridge that I hate. I hate blueberries, but I know they're gonna make a bomb ass smoothie.
In a smoothie, yeah. I don't care for blueberries on there.
No.
Like in a muffin, in a shake, in a sure, yeah. It's really good, but I like all the healthy stuff in not healthy options.
Right, exactly.
I'm not the most healthy eater, but I do try. I promise.
I've gotten so far as to almost completely kick soda.
That's a hard one.
The
That's
only
a
thing
hard one.
keeping me from that is McDonald's Coke because it hits different. It does.
Okay, so I always talk about, anytime anybody brings up soda, pop, whatever you call it, I call it both. Thanks. Thank you for cursing me.
Sody pop.
Sody pop, which now I hate calling it that. Like fountain pop, if you find the right like the right gas station or like the right McDonald's, like, because everyone's like slightly different. Like they have like like the technicians come in and like mess with the machines or whatever, but like it's gotta be syrupy. Like, am I right? Like,
I guess so. Yeah.
like Pepsi, right? Out of the bottle, too much carbonation, but
it can't be. It can't be a liquid.
it is liquid.
It's got to be like a slime.
It's got to be sweet, and it can't burn too much when I'm drinking it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. McDonald's Coke burns you, and that's why it's great.
What McDonald's are you going to?
It's awesome.
It's one from hell, apparently.
Every McDonald's, you take the biggest drink of your life, and it goes down your throat, and it feels like someone's stabbing you the whole way down.
The only burn that I like is from alcohol. Don't do drugs. Don't drink. It's not good for you.
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do, but go get help if you need it. It's like the only is like whiskey. Like, it's the only thing that I like that feeling.
Really?
But carbonation, I don't know. It's just like too bubbly.
I've been drinking a lot more tea and lemonade and water, which has been great for me.
Yeah. Back in the old high school days when I was a wrestling boy, I went on, like, I guess really it was a normal eating diet. Like, I didn't snack. I didn't drink pop. I drank primarily water, Gatorade, juice, and milk. Like, you know, and cutting that pop is like, that's like a big part of it too. Because a lot of times you don't realize how much soda you drink.
How much sugar is in soda. Hello, bye-bye.
Not to mention all the calories and stuff you cut from it.
Y'all want to see my dog?
Show that boy. He's the mascot.
This is my dog.
Hi, buddy.
He's a sweetheart, and he doesn't want up here. He hates it.
He's camera shy.
Come on. Jump. Big jump.
He's like, well, now I like it.
Big jump. Let's go. Good boy. I guess the last topic that I have is, this chair is the squeakiest piece of shit. Is Gary Vaynerchuk. He is an entrepreneur, content creator from New York. He's in his 40s.
Do I know them?
Maybe. It's one dude. He's followed around by his cameraman, D-Rock, which is such a cool fucking name.
D-Rock Johnson.
And he's a big reason I'm doing this too, especially the whole put it out if it's ready sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just get it done. He's done, I think he said he did 100 episodes of what was Wine Library TV, where he talked about wine for his dad's company before anybody watched it. And he was okay with that because he knew as long as he kept doing stuff, something was going to happen. Yeah.
That's a big part of making content is consistently uploading. And it doesn't have to. You don't have to even upload like every week. It could be once a month,
right?
For until you have that 100 videos or 50 videos or whatever, and eventually someone will come by and go, "Oh, hey, that's pretty good."
Yeah,
and they'll start watching it. And
another thing is, YouTube tells you, like, they'll tell you how many people watched it, but you never get a sense of
the good old statistics for nerds setting.
You never figure out who is watching it, because it might, sure, it's somebody in their 40s, right? But what if that one person in their 40s is some millionaire investor. Because it can happen.
Yeah.
It can
Absolutely.
always happen.
Absolutely.
Or, it's like the one person who was like really down that day, and they will watch your content, and your content is what put them in a good mood at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you never know who's watching your stuff. You just know that people are watching your stuff, and I think that's something that you got to think about when you upload, and if you're trying to get on a schedule and do stuff on a regular basis, you got to realize that there are actual real people behind the numbers. And
Right. Yeah, I mean, totally lost my train of thought just now.
You got it. I believe in you.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, and again, that's that whole community thing that, I would absolutely love and adore just to make people's day. Like, again, and I'll probably say it a million times because I can't tell how many times I've had the Bethesda conversation with people. It's got to be a labor of love. If you're just in it for money, you're just in it for fame, you're not really trying. You're just making something and expecting to be famous. And then you're going to get, turned off from it. You're not going to want to do it because it's not happening as fast as you want.
Exactly.
It takes time and patience to make something that you really love.
You have to
even if it sucks.
Put your head down, work, get it done, and eventually one day, hopefully, something good comes out of it. And that's what I want to do here. I think that's what we both want to do here. This feels like a natural stopping point to episode 1. So hey, thanks for watching. I've been Devin.
And I'm Brendan. I almost missed it.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.